There's this one song that I would sing a lot in high school at church, and it happened to be a song that like came back like many times throughout my life and like in many different encounters with Jesus in like a very prophetic way. And I remember the first time that I like went to my mom and said like, I heard this song, and I was like, you know, in like the waiting room, like waiting for like this big interview. She just like immediately burst into tears because she was like, this is like a God moment that you're experiencing. Like he is reminding you of that. So do you want me to sing it? All right, let me see if I remember the lyrics. Eu sou o Senhor que te cuida, Jeová Rafa, o teu Deus, que cuida de ti e nunca te abandonarei. And it basically talks about like, I am your one true God, and I'll never leave you, and I'll always take care of you. My name is Gabby Giotti, and I serve on the Worship and Connections team. I've been attending COTC for about 3 years, or 3.5 years. I moved to the city right around that time, and COTC was the second place that I checked out, and I've been here since. I ended up joining the worship team 3 months into my time at the church, so I've been kind of serving this whole time that I've been at COTC, and I just found that the community was like above all else one that just desired God's presence and did that in a very humble and just intentional way. Coming here very fresh, I had a lot of other things that I was worried about and prioritized in my life. So even when I first joined the team, I think I was thinking a lot about like what I could receive from that time on the team, like receive community or receive support or receive wisdom from my leaders. But it was, I think I saw the experience as, what am I gonna get out of this? Because I was so like caught up in what the city was pushing me to prioritize and believe in, which was like, you need people around you, you need like that support system. And I was just so fresh that I was just desperate for that. And I thought that we're joining the worship team was a way to find that. But it's been so much more in the past few years. First and foremost, when I worship and when I'm leading or just in the audience, I think I just feel like this supernatural sense of peace just by doing what I'm doing. And I think that's because when I worship, I'm reminded that that's what we were intended to do, is to worship God forever and to just be in his presence and in eternity. So when I step into this room and I can like experience that little pocket of heaven and that pocket of like intimacy with the Lord, it just like makes me forget everything else and like all the busyness of the city and my life here. So just like by the nature of worship, I just like find that peace because he is in this room and he is in this moment. I've also learned to just, as I'm worshiping, like constantly be remembering my story and my journey with him. So when I'm singing, I'm just thinking back to like the many, many ways that he's shown up in my life and that he's been present and a loving God, but also that he's been just the most constant and comforting God. And just remembering that just gives me like an immense sense of peace. In growing in my personal relationship with the Lord, I've just like felt him really humble me. And even like through like the season of COVID and being in quarantine, have him like take away everything else in my life, like all the other distractions that I had previously, like were not there anymore. It was really just me and like my bubble and Jesus. And he was just like so gentle in reminding me that like I am just like a part of the kingdom and I am like a vessel for whatever he's doing in the church. So I've just felt like a huge shift in just the reason of why I'm on the worship team and like the purpose I have here, from what I can receive to like what can I give to him, but also the people around me, and like help just foster that environment of encounter for others around me too. Even when I think I don't have anything to bring, I'm like just bringing my like open heart and open hands. And that's what he wants of us, and that's like what he welcomes of us.